Welcome to NSN News International, Nairobi, Kenya. This is where trust meets accountability. Now, Isaya Yunge, Charlene Ruto, and their drama is behind the high-profile union in Kilgoris now has raised eyebrows. The high-profile union between President William Samoei Ruto's daughter Charlene Ruto and Tanzanian technology entrepreneur Isaya Yunge has taken a dramatic turn online just days after the couple celebrated their traditional engagement in a lavish Kalenjin ceremony in Kilgoris, Kenya. What began as a closely guarded romance has suddenly become one of the most talked about celebrity and political family stories in Kenya, with the couple's relationship now facing intense scrutiny over claims involving another woman who says she had a relationship with Isaya Yunge. Charlene Ruto largely kept her private life away from the public spotlight despite years of intense media attention surrounding her as the president's daughter. There have been various claims and speculation online about her relationship and personal life. Charlene Ruto also kept the fact that she had a child before her relationship with Isaya Yunge. But before we get the controversy, let's begin with the man who has suddenly found himself at the center of Kenya's public spotlight. Isaya Yunge is a Tanzanian technology entrepreneur and social innovator. He is the founder and chief executive of Soma Apps Technologies, the company behind Soma App, a platform designed to connect Africa students with educational and scholarship opportunities. Yunge's public profile is not entirely new. He rose to prominence as a young advocate for children and youth, eventually becoming the UNICEF African Youth Ambassador. In 2007, he represented young people at the G8 Summit in Berlin. His achievements in technology and youth empowerment later earned him the Queen's Young Leader Award in 2018, among other international recognition. Despite that impressive resume, Yunge's private life remained largely outside the Kenyan spotlight. That changed dramatically when news emerged that he was in a relationship with Charlene Ruto, the daughter of President of Kenya William Samoei Ruto and First Lady Rachel Ruto. Charlene herself has remained one of Kenya's most recognizable figures, and on August 8, 2026, the relationship moved to another level when the two families came together at President William Ruto's internal heritage farm in Kilgoris, Narok County, for a lavish Kalenjin Koito ceremony. The ceremony brought together family members, political leaders, and prominent personalities from across Kenya. Charlene appeared in an elegant brown gown, while Yunge wore a matching brown suit as the two took part in the traditional celebration. Among those present were President William Samoei Ruto, First Lady Rachel Ruto, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, Senator Karen Nyamu, and nominated MP Esther Passaris, among others. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's widow Ida Odinga and ODM leader Uhuru Kenyatta were also among the high-profile guests. The ceremony was significant because a koito is a traditional Kalenjin pre-marriage ceremony where the two families formally come together, discuss the union, and give their blessings. President Ruto publicly congratulated the couple and said he and Rachel Ruto were proud of their daughter as she entered what he described as a beautiful new chapter of her life. But almost immediately after the celebrations, another story began gaining traction on social media. A woman identified as Princess Ngwema began posting emotional messages after discovering that Isaya Yunge had gone ahead with the traditional ceremony with Charlene Ruto. Princess Ngwema attracted attention in the unfolding controversy, with reports identifying her as the daughter of President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo of Equatorial Guinea, who has led the country since 1979. Her reported background has added another layer of intrigue to the story, although claims about her identity, family connections, and relationship with Isaya Yunge should be treated cautiously unless independently verified. Ngwema appeared to question why she had not been informed about the relationship and the impending union. Her posts quickly attracted attention because they suggested that she believed she had been in a relationship with Yunge. However, it is important to emphasize that these claims remain allegations. Reports carrying the story have also noted that the woman's claims about the relationship with Yunge have not been independently verified. And this is where the story becomes even more complicated. Online discussion has expanded beyond claims of a past relationship, with a social media user circulating allegations that Yunge is a deadbeat father. A woman claiming to be his baby mama has allegedly accused him of failing to take responsibility for a child. Those allegations have generated intense discussion online, particularly because they emerged almost immediately after Yunge's highly publicized union with Charlene Ruto. But at this point, there is a crucial question that must be asked. Is there independent evidence confirming that Isaya Yunge fathered the child? And if he is the father, is there evidence proving that he has failed to provide support or take responsibility so far? The allegations circulating online have not been independently established. There has also been no publicly verified evidence presented that could allow the claims of paternity or alleged neglect to be treated as proven facts. That means the deadbeat father label remains an allegation and not a confirmed finding. And that distinction is particularly important because this is no longer simply a private relationship dispute. The man at the center of the controversy is now married into or formally engaged to one of Kenya's most prominent political families. Every allegation surrounding him is therefore likely to attract far greater public attention than it could under normal circumstances. For Charlene Ruto, the controversy comes at a particularly sensitive moment. Her relationship with Yunge had largely remained away from intense public scrutiny until the traditional ceremony brought the couple firmly into the national spotlight. Now, instead of the conversation focusing exclusively on their cultural union, social media has shifted attention to Yunge's alleged past relationships and questions about whether he has children from previous relationships. There is, however, another side of Yunge's story that has not also received attention. The Tanzanian entrepreneur has previously spoken about growing up amid family difficulties, including the separation of his parents and periods of instability during his childhood. His journey from difficult upbringing to becoming a recognized technology entrepreneur has been presented as a story of resilience. Today, however, the public is asking a different question. Does the man who has built a reputation around technology, youth empowerment, and social innovation also have an unresolved personal history involving a child and the child's mother? At the moment, that question remains unanswered. Neither the existence of the alleged child nor the accusations of being deadbeat father should be presented as established fact without independent confirmation, and unless Yunge himself responds publicly or credible evidence emerges, the allegations remain part of an unfolding social media controversy. Meanwhile, Charlene Ruto and Isaya Yunge have continued to attract attention following their lavish coital ceremony, with reports also emerging of the couple's honeymoon. The newlyweds have reportedly been enjoying a romantic getaway in Cayman Islands, with images and videos circulating online showing glimpses of their luxury retreat. The honeymoon has added another layer to the story because, while the couple appears to be celebrating their new chapter together, the internet continues to investigate the groom's past. And that raises a broader question about public life in the social media era. How much of a person's past should be brought into the public domain when they enter a high-profile relationship, and when serious allegations are made online? Where should the line be drawn between legitimate public interest and unverified claims? For now, the facts are straightforward. Isaya Yunge is a Tanzanian technology entrepreneur who has entered Kenya's political spotlight through his relationship with Charlene Ruto. The two families recently celebrated their union through a high-profile Kalenjin coital ceremony in Narok County. And until there is evidence, a court finding, a confirmed paternity determination, or a clear response from Yunge and the alleged child's mother, the allegations should remain exactly that, allegations. What is certain, however, is that Isaya Yunge's life has dramatically changed. From a relatively private Tanzanian entrepreneur, He is now the husband of fiancé of Kenya's first daughter and a member of one of East Africa's most powerful political families. And with that new public status comes something he may not have experienced at this scale before. The public is now looking closely, not only at where he is going, but also at where he has been. This is NSN International.